Hello everyone! Welcome back to another 2v2 battle with me and Surreal. How is it going?
Today I'm using a Luminarch because I'm mad and crazy. Check it out. I love it.
Just like the people piloting the Luminarch. What, you want to
That
go
is
with the rest of
correct.
your build?
Okay, I brought in a Luminarch. That is all that really matters for my current battle. But I brought in a bunch of halberds, I brought in swordsmen, I brought in crossbows and no handgunners. I know I changed my mold a little bit, but I wanted to. I wanted to focus on my Luminarch, and I wanted my swordsmen to basically pad up my halberds in case they're being shot at. In the very beginning, I'm being shot at by a Hellstorm rocket battery and a great cannon, which is hidden right over here, and a bunch of night goblins, and they do a lot of damage. In the very beginning, my orc player begins to charge at me. Grimgor's in the very front, and I'm very happy about that. That actually lets me use my Luminarch quite a bit. I bring in Carl too. What about you, bud?
I brought in 2 Chaos Warriors with shields, Marauders. 2 other Chaos Marauders with great weapons. I brought a Chaos Spawn, because I always do. I also brought a Giant, Armored Trolls, 2 Chaos Warriors with great weapons, and then 2 additional Chaos Warriors with halberds, 2 groups of Chaos Warhounds with poison, led by Sigvald, right? Sigvald the Magnificent?
Correct.
And then the Chaos Sorcerer for the magic backup. I brought the Fire Lord this time for the buffs and debuffs, and maybe, a little bit of flame pillars here and there.
Right, and right now, all I care about is shooting my giant gun. Grimgor is my target. It's about to happen. I can't wait to watch it hit. Here we go. Magic bolt time. Boom! And I hit him, and I do a lot of damage in the very first shot.
It looks beautiful. It looks very beautiful.
Oh, wonderful. I love it. Yeah, we actually had a very strange match. Usually we end up cleaning up one player, then we move on to help the other team member. But here, it was very much a 1 versus 1. And those rocket batteries did a lot of damage. I mean, we fought on the same map again, and I think we might have been fighting the same team, but I do not really remember.
Yeah, but again, there's a lot of artillery that the Empire player put here, which means that the front line is going to be only held up by basic spearmen, which are not going to be able to hold out against Chaos Infantry for that long, so they're going to really need the artillery to do a lot of damage.
Right. And right now, and I did bring in a group of Dimgriff Knights too. I'm trying to go after a Giant. They do not do a lot for our current round, but I wanted them to go after that Giant again. Carl is fighting too. Grimgor is running back. I don't know why he did that. I mean, Grimgor came up, I shot him a few times, and now he's beginning to flee. And I do shoot him one more time and kill a few Black Orcs too. Again, very fun to watch. Yeah.
I like to see that the Luminarch actually did something.
Right. I mean, again, do I think it's worthwhile? No way. No freaking way. It's very easy to take out. If my player brought in a bunch of border boys or whatever, it would have been gone, but he didn't. He brought in a bunch of giants. So, I mean, it really so happened that it did work out, but if not for that, it would not have worked out, and I may have lost my fight.
And right now, I'm trying to support you by sending my Chaos Warhounds to basically poison the big creatures so they do less damage. Right. Honestly, I could have used them a lot more on my side because the Empire player has so many crossbows that I could have maybe flanked, but I'm still going to try and do my best because they've already routed one of my Chaos Marauders. But the Marauders with the shields, that's what they're there for. They're there to take all the damage and let everybody else do the charging.
Much like my swordsman, right now I use Blood Roar on that giant spider, and the leadership is going down. I don't believe I kill it in the very beginning. I do get one shot off. I don't know if it did full damage. Right now, I believe I'm trying to shoot at that giant. The giant goes down pretty quickly. Yeah, like it's already dead. I believe I did try to focus it down with my crossbows. Again, because I don't have handgunners, I can actually focus fire a lot easier here, and I do that.
And right now on my side, the lines have been met. Now, I remember I was kind of frustrated taking all of this fire, and I wanted to just try and rush to the spear line. So I'm going to kind of send Sigvald and the Giant that I have to try and silence them. And we'll see how that turns out.
Right, I'm looking at your line right now, and in the very beginning, again, pretty dicey, but yeah, once you get there, man, you have a lot more to actually take down their front line. It was just a matter. But yeah, if you had your hounds here, you probably would have had a much easier time overall. I'm glad I had help, but yeah.
I honestly kind of forgot about the hounds because I was too busy trying to micromanage my battle. I'm not even sure how well or bad they did. I hope they helped a little bit because I sent my puppies off to die while I was fighting Empire player. And you can see right now, my poor Chaos Giant was the only one to make it through the line, so now he's just getting focus fired. You shouldn't do this. Don't do what I did. I got impatient to try and get to their crossbows, but they actually held up by the swordsman.
And I think right now, I'm trying to hold up, and I'm using my crossbows to focus fire on their own Night Goblin line. So those archers do a lot of damage, but they were very grouped up, which allows me to shoot at them and get a few kills in. My Demigryphs are trying to take out a few more Black Orcs who broke, and I'm trying to eliminate all of them. My Luminarch, I don't remember if it does hit anymore. It might. I believe it does. I'm trying to probably hit another leader. But a pretty curious gun. All right, your hounds are moving back in. I don't know what they're doing yet, but they're moving back in.
And currently, my line broke through their initial line of spearmen, and we're trying to get to those crossbows,
Right.
but they did have a secondary line again of, I guess, some spearmen who came back from routing, and they have some more swordsmen, but I'm trying my best to damage these crossbows. I even did a flame pillar, which I normally don't do. I was just really frustrated at all this fire, and I had no cav to get back there and distract them, so I was trying to do whatever I could to stop them from firing.
I'm looking at it right now, yeah. That actually did tear him up for a little bit. It did give you a moment to not be shot at. Yeah, okay. Looking at it right now, I did kill Grimgore. I had Carl dive in and kill him. Currently, Carl's going after their Orc Shaman, trying to take him out. But my enemy is nearly in a full rout. They do have a bunch of Black Orcs or whatever left over here, still fighting. But I think it's about done for them. Losing your leader in the very beginning, not a great thing. The spider is coming back. That spider will break a lot, but always come back. It did get a lot of kills in. It's very hard for me to kill it. It has armor piercing and is armored too. Not only that, has poison attacks. Very effective.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that thing has poison attacks. The Ragnarok, do you think it's worth 2200?
I'm not sure, but I mean, it can be. It really depends on if your enemy is able to focus it down. It's really a fine tool. That depends on how you do use it, but I mean, when you used it, I think you got well over 100 kills too, which is really not too bad.
Yeah, I think we got close to 200 kills against Dwarven Corlers when I used it. I'm going to have to use this some more and see if it's going to be viable or not.
Your spawn and trolls get a lot of kills. I mean, a lot of kills. Wow.
You know what? I really like the spawn. I'm trying to use the trolls a little bit more. And yeah, I like plowing them right into the center of the enemy's
you do.
formation. Yeah, I do. You know, that Chaos Spawn Armor Troll combo. And my giant came back from routing and also is getting in on the action at the end there.
They broke quickly, yeah. I mean, that was actually a pretty crazy fight. Alright, I'm gonna go over my little fight over here real quick. I didn't really get a lot of kills at all. It was a little bit of a strange fight. Again, I really do think it's because he had his leader charge in the very beginning. Would I have killed him anyway? I'm not too sure. I can't really tell you yes or no. But beyond that, I mean, he brought in a troll. Or, sorry, a giant. He brought in Grimgore. Not cheap at all. He brought in a spider. And that was really a one-time thing. I don't know if I will use the Heesh again. I might in the future, but not anytime soon. I'm a little bit too worried about things not going my way because, I mean, I really wouldn't be able to afford other things. 2,200 gold is quite a bit. If I look at it real quick, Carl really did not get a lot of kills. I did use him a lot more to fight the giant and other lords, too. I wanted to focus on breaking them completely. And my Demigryph Knights, yeah, they did their job. My crossbows tried to focus down. They didn't get a lot of kills. And if I go look at my orc player that I fought, his giant, 4 kills only. That is it. Only 4.
Because he was tied down by your knights, right?
Right. And then I think I had my Heesh maybe shoot at him once or twice. And then after that, Grimgore, no kills at all. His Biggins got a lot of kills. His Savage Orcs got a pretty good amount of kills. If I look at his Night Goblins, no kills. I mean, they're not really meant to kill, but he could have done a little bit better with that. His Black Orcs, nearly 200. Yeah, they did a lot of damage. They were very hard. But he had a very tiny army. I think what really helped him, if I go look at your player, were all of that artillery just kind of shooting at me. I mean, they didn't get like a ton of kills, but they got enough to really break up my right line, which is where that spider hit too. What about you?
Yeah, it looks like Karl Franz was the MVP of the of my enemy player, because really, they did do a lot of firing, which does hit point damage, but they didn't get too many kills. I think maybe one of those Hellstorm rocket batteries are worth it with 78 kills. I'm not sure about the other two. Witch Hunter with 0 kills, not very impressive. And his Spearman, you're not going to get many kills against the Chaos Warriors. My Chaos Spawn did amazingly well. For the short time my Giant was in the fight, he did pretty well. Sigvald, who I believe is a duelist, did kind of well for the amount of kills they got, because they don't really do the AoE attacks, I don't believe. Chaos Sorcerer even racking up some kills there. Yeah, overall I'm pretty happy with the amount of kills that we got, except for my halberds. But they weren't really in the fight too long, because they were my last wave. The way that I play with Chaos is I send them in waves. Usually it's my Marauders, followed by like some basic Chaos Warriors, and then I get like the more heavy duty guys in the back, so that they are hopefully fighting tired troops.
That actually showed in your overall fight too. I mean, the first wave kind of got beat up and they began to ran, but then like once you got to wave 3, that is when you really began to break through. And I really feel like we're fighting foes who are not bringing enough to hold their lines. They're wanting to shoot a lot more than anything else. My orc player didn't really go down that route, but again, he did rely a little bit too much on giants who are okay, but when they die, that is a huge chunk of your force completely gone. But I think that is about it. Any last words here?
Just wanted to say that, yeah, I think the orc player, if you have big creatures, they look impressive. I know they look like they can take a hit, but really there's more of a support role. So try to make sure that they are not the ones charging like I did, because I was impatient.
Right.
But do your best to keep them behind your infantry so they try not to get sniped before they even get into the fight and can make an impact.
Right. Okay, well, thank you for watching. Check out our channels down below.
Take care, everybody.